welcome to my new vlog, and that is altitude. You saw my previous video, and this is the new updated part 2, should I say. And what you're looking at is the DJI Phantom standard drone with a built-in 4K video camera, and of course still pictures. And I'm going to call this the build. And what you get with it is, of course, you get the controller, and then there's a small kit that comes with it. These are what are called gimbal shock absorbers. You see they go right here, and they make it so that the camera rides smooth through the air. There is a set of pins that you don't need the pins on all 4 of them. You only get them opposite each other, and they keep the camera attached to the shock absorbers and to the craft itself. So those come with it. They go right through there, and then you get a little locking device that goes with it. You're going to get little extra landing pads that go on the bottom right here. And you're going to get this little tool. And what that does is put it right on the motor, and that holds the motor so you can put the blades on it. You get 8 blades. You should break 1 or 2. They're color coded. You get a silver one, and then you get a black one. And because the black ones rotate one way and the silver ones rotate in another direction, opposite direction of the black ones. So that's how it controls it. It's like a helicopter. Your big rotor goes one way, and then your rear rotor turns in the opposite direction, and that's how you're able to control, steer it. And that's exactly what this does. We have 2 blacks and 2 silvers. So I'm going to start with the silver one, and the top of your motor gimbal right here, there's no black dot like there is on this one. Okay, so silver is silver, and that's gonna clockwise on that one. So you hold the motor shaft with this little tool, and then just tighten the blade down. Just snug it. Don't go too carried away. You may mess up the threads. And I'm going to do this with the black one, and I went clockwise with that one. Now I got to go counterclockwise with the black ones. So clockwise with the silver, counterclockwise with the blacks. So here we go again. Counterclockwise. My fingers out of the way. There you go. And clockwise with the other silver one. My hands out of the way. There you go. Alright, there you go. Alright, get them all installed here. And while you're building it up, you're going to want to charge your batteries. This took about 4 hours, I believe. And the controller took about 2.5, I believe. And then you'll set your little controller up here. You got a nice little thing to hold your phone. You look on there and find out what phones are compatible, because that could be really important, especially if you don't have the right phone to match the firmware to run this. Okay, I've got an iPad that I'm going to use, but to manually run it, your right controls is your pushing it forward. Pushing forward, it goes up. Pulling it towards you, it comes down. It also has an automatic locking to keep it down. And then your right controller makes it go forward, and then you bring it back. You make it go to the right, and then make it go to the left. Now with this, when you go to the right with your left hand controller, you're spinning it. You're turning it around to the left. When you turn it to the right, when you turn it out to the right, or left, excuse me, it's going to go in this direction. Okay? To the right, it's going to turn to the right. Left, it's going to turn to the left. Push it forward, it's going to go up. Pull it towards you, it's going to go to the ground. Now, if you have an emergency, you get it to the ground, you want to shut it down, you take both of your control knobs and push them to the middle. Just like that. And that'll shut it down. Okay? Don't do this in the middle, don't do it in the middle of flight, because it will shut the motors down and you're going to crash your bird. Okay? Don't do that. Okay? So you just got to remember that your battery is the back of the airplane, is the back of the drone. Okay? So when you're controlling your right and left turns, spinning, should I say, you're going to want to make sure that you have your battery away from you, or facing you, excuse me. Real important, battery facing you. Because when you take your main controller, or your right control, and you push it forward, it's going to go forward. Okay? If you pull it back to you, it's going to reverse and come back to you. It's not going to spin and come back to you. It's just going to come back to you backwards. So if you spin your controller around so your battery is the other direction and the front part of the drone is facing you now, when you push forward on your right controller, it's going to come to you. So you got to remember which way that drone is facing. Okay? The battery is behind. If the battery is facing you, now you just push it forward and it will go forward, and then bring it back. It will return and come back by doing that. Okay? It will take a little bit of practice. You got these switches in the top here. You need to get into the book, and it'll describe exactly what each one of them does. But the one on the right has to do with if you've got enough satellites up there that you can go GPS. Middle, you've got partial GPS, and all the way towards you, you have no GPS. So keep that in mind. Okay? So you're going to want to get into your book and get to know this very well, because you crash it, it's going to cost, it's not going to be cheap. Okay? It's not going to be a cheap hobby if you keep crashing this. Okay? So anyway, that's where we're at there. There's the controller. All the propeller blades are on. The battery is charged. You've still got to take it upside down. You've still got to do what's called the compass dance, and that's going to be when you bring it up on your phone or your iPad, on your iPad. Because what it's going to do is it's going to set the compass as to where your drone is when it takes off. Because this will automatically lift up to 4 feet by itself. Okay? So it's all automatic. It'll automatically come back to where it lands. But the most important thing is to do a compass stance. So you're going to stand here, and you're going to turn yourself in a circle till you come back. And then on your phone, it's going to tell you that that's complete. Then you're going to turn it to the side, and then you're going to do it again. And then it's going to tell you whether it's successful or not successful. Real important. Do the compass stance, okay? Or in the military, as we say when we are aircraft, when we do is the compass swing. You've got to make sure that compass is set. If you don't, GPS and the aircraft will not know where it's at. All right, so do the compass swing like it tells you to do, and that'll be the first of the process. So, all right, gonna let you go. Thanks for joining me on my altitude, and we'll catch you on my next video. Don't forget to subscribe and comment. Click on the icons on the video, and we'll see you on the next one.